Hey, Shalom, welcome to the Karma Kapash from Jewish London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the Hope Wallet, preaching his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video. I'm going to entitle this one, Trouble is Brewing. Now, the earth is, in a chaotic state. There's a whole bunch of things happening in the earth, man, which is, leaving all these nations unstable. Right, and there's a whole lot of confusion going on, right, which is leading to the downfall of all these nations, man. All these nations are heavily in debt. Okay, all these nations seem to have an issue with immigration. Right, that's a big thing in the news, recently here in the UK and in America and in Europe. Always had an illegal immigrant issue. A lot of focus is being put on, like I said, immigrants and foreigners and all that kind of stuff, and which causes tensions among the people, because they're really spotlighting it right now. These nations are at war. We got Russia and Ukraine, we got Israel and Palestinians and Hezbollah and all these kind of things here, right? You got political divides, internal, disputes, in America and these other places. It's a powder keg waiting to explode, and all this is going to overrun and bring this planet into disarray, right? And us in the Lord willing, we be part of the elect. Okay, we were waiting for it just to all collapse, man. It was all just to implode and and all kind of judgment to come and take place on it, on this planet, on these nations against our enemies. The day of the Lord, the day of great evil, right? Because it's all happening according to prophecy. All these things that we're seeing, that we're witnessing, like I mentioned before in the previous video, all this LGBTQ madness, that's all being pushed in the earth, and the earth is just in a chaotic state. Okay, and things are already building up. Okay, it's like I said, trouble is brewing, and it's gonna lead us to the day of trouble. All right, so I'm gonna open up with this from Zephaniah chapter 1, from verse 14. So the great day of the Lord is near, and this is how we can tell. Everything that's happening on earth is how we can tell that day is nearing, because this is all as the Lord said it would be. Right, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Okay, things are speeding up. Right? There's so much going on all the damn time now. Right? And the days, the weeks seem to disappear. Months disappear. Into another month, into another month, and more things is happening. More confusion, more destruction. More judgment. Okay, it's happening thick and fast, It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly, right? And that's it. We're out there too, prophesying, talking about the day of the Lord, hastening that day, praying for it, praying for the destruction of this kingdom. People are hearing it. Okay, people are hearing what we got to say, man. Whether they want to believe it or not, okay, that's a whole different matter. But they're hearing it, man, and they can look around and see, man, these things ain't fucking right. Shit is going down the pan. These people are just acting ignorance, man, and just believe it's all going to right itself at some point. They don't believe ultimately what we say is going to happen, the Lord returning and destroying this kingdom and all these nations are going to go into slavery. They don't believe that, and that we're going to be ruling over them. They don't believe that, and that's fine. Believe what you want to believe. But we're telling you, man, that everything that's happening on this earth right now is bringing about its end, the end of Esau's rulership. The end of the so-called white man and his power over the earth. Right? And then to all these nations, man. Okay, they're all about to be put in subjection. Because you heathen are not fit to rule the earth. Alright? The Lord has set up his people to rule the earth, man. And they're going to be made righteous, made pure, and made into gods. Right? To rule the earth. Perfect beings to rule over the nations. As the Most High planned it. right? That was his intention for us. And so it's going to be fulfilled when Yahushua returns. All right, it says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. Okay, the future is not good for you heathens, man. It's not good for this kingdom. There are no better days ahead. Right, all these issues that you're experiencing right now, they're not going to go away. Okay, they're going to only exacerbate, man. They're only going to grow larger. Okay, people are only going to become more frustrated. Any issue that these plays now, it's going to get worse. These issues are going to become worse. All right, a day of wasteness and desolation. Because where does it end up? World War III, civil war, civil unrest, right? Destruction, death and destruction, right? A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. And that at the end of all of that, America is going to be destroyed by a thermonuclear fire. It's only going downhill. This place is only going downhill, man. And that's where it's going to end. Okay, with America's destruction and the enslavement of the nations by Yahushua and his army, man. This is a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, all these kingdoms, right? I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, not knowing what the fuck to do. Scripture saying, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, right? It's because we have the scriptures, we understand the scriptures. And so we're not going to walk blind. Okay, we won't be trusting in the Lord. We're going to have spiritual eyes, right, to walk. Okay, and be protected. These people out here that rely, on their carnal understanding, man, ain't gonna know what the fuck to do, man. Okay, some think they know what the fuck to do. Man, they're prepping, right? These preppers out there think they're prepping because they can see certain things is gonna go down. But these men can't prepare. You can't prepare for the Lord. So when shit go down, you ain't gonna know what to do either, man. You could be there hoping for the best, but we're gonna have a confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahushua in that time. Being guided by the Spirit. So I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, right? And that's only speaking about America. And that's why nobody in America is going to survive. The only people that are going to survive in America are those that left America. That left before the missiles dropped. Right? And the elect. Right? The elect are going to be delivered from the land of America before the missiles drop, just before they drop. But you're going to have people leaving America, from now to that time, that are not going to be there when America gets hit. Right? But everybody that's in the land of America at the time of the missiles being shot, you're all going to perish, man. Ain't no bunker going to protect you. No panic room, nothing, right? You're all going to die. Okay, you're all going to be burnt up. America's going to become a lake of fire, man. So you better, for you Darwinists out there, you better learn to evolve into nuclear resistant, lava resistant creatures or some shit that can, swim in lava or some shit. If you don't believe in evolution, we'll see how well that works. And then you realize that it's never worked. It's never been like that, right? But yeah, everybody in the land of America is going to be destroyed, right? And that land is never going to be inhabited ever again. All right, such is the Lord's judgment against it. Okay. So yeah, this is where the trouble is gonna climax to, man. And it's not gonna stop until it gets there. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Right? So we're meant to be paying attention to what's going on in the world. Right? The times that we're living in, the era that we're living in. Right? And we now see it's part of the signs past, which I told you before, right? So the Most High has warned us, gave us the heads up of the things that would happen before the end. Okay, and so we're paying attention. We're looking to see what's going on in the world, and we're kind of matching it up with what the Lord told us, so we can get an idea, an indication as to how close we are. Like I said, we can't give you no exact time. Okay, no man can. Not even Yahushua knows that. But we can get an idea of the scale, where we are in the time of prophecy. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, right? To bring that time of trouble, that day of the Lord, right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and like I said, there's so much unrest in the world right now. All these different nations, man. Political tensions and all kinds of shit going on. Problems with immigration and, all sorts of shit's going on right now. The world is not happy. Right? There's some serious issues there that not getting addressed, that are not going to be addressed. And these things are going to get out of control. Okay? And we've got the earthquakes all, taking place all over the earth all the damn time, man. It says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right? All this was set out right from the very beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. And this is what the men of the Lord are waiting for, the end. The manifestation of the end. And we're seeing the signs, we're watching them. We're seeing what the world is becoming. Right? And its trajectory. All you people that believe in these false messiahs that are going to revive America, revive Britain, and revive the world, and save the planet and all this shit, like you're fools, man. You're deluded to believe that these men are going to bring that. And it seems like no matter what happens, all these men bring is more destruction. Okay, that is the trend, right? And that trend is going to continue and get worse. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. All right, that's what I really wanted from that. Going to Matthew 24, verse 3 here. So, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world. Right? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Right? So you got a bunch of false prophets out there, from all different walks, right, that claim to be the Messiah or be a disciple of the Messiah, or whatever these things may be, that these men should follow them. Okay, and so a lot of people have been fooled over the years, and continue to be fooled even to this day. All right, but this is why you need to know the scriptures, so no man can fool you. So that's why it says, "Take heed that no man deceive you." Right? These scriptures have to be closely followed and understood, so you're not deceived. Right? The fact that the whole world believes in a leprous so-called white man, Jesus Christ, is a great deception, man. Because you ain't following the scriptures. If you had, you'd understand that that's an impossibility. It's impossible for him to be called Jesus. It's impossible for him to be a so-called white man, right? And the message that you're the message that he's here to say to everybody is total bullcrap. That if you understood the scriptures, that none of these things are true, and then you wouldn't be able to be deceived. But these people are blind because the Lord is ultimately just not dealing with them. So that's why I said, take heed that no man deceive you, right? You got to understand these scriptures, you're not going to be deceived. The elect can't be deceived, as the scriptures say. Right? So when these people come in the name of being the anointed one, or that they're followers of the anointed, or whatever the case may be, you're going to scrutinize them. You're going to listen to what they're saying. It's like, no, that don't make no sense. They ain't what the scriptures say. But these men, they under the influence of Satan. This is verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So like I mentioned, all the conflicts that are going on right now, these semi-major conflicts that are going to lead to more wider major conflicts. Okay, especially what's going down there in the Middle East right now of Israel and the Palestinians, Iran, Hezbollah, all these different factions or whatever, right? Because that's going to lead to a greater World War III. It's going to lead to a greater war. where it's going to drag all these nations down into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is there in the Middle East, right? To create this World War III, right? That's what's going to happen, man. And so we watch that, closely to see how that develops, But I mentioned the other day, Turkey was the president of Turkey or prime minister of Turkey, whatever the title was, talking about invading Israel if they don't stop persecuting these Palestinians, man. And he's meant to be part of NATO or part of the EU bloc, right? But they're a Muslim, so-called Muslim nation, predominantly, and so they don't want to see, the Palestinians being persecuted. So there's conflicts of interest here and that going on, and great divides being created. But like I said, these are gonna sprawl out into a wider war, a wider conflict. Everybody's got allies, and the two main ones that people focus on is Israel with America as their ally, and Iran with Russia as their ally. So America and Russia are the two allies that they don't really want to come head to head, because it will kick off, man. It really will kick off, right? And if they're down there fighting there in the Middle East over Israel and all that kind of stuff, yeah, things are gonna get bad, right? So these are the two main what do you call that, protagonists or whatever, the main two sides that are being, for lack of a better word, these are the main sides in the war, right? So when these two lock horns, it's gonna go down, man. Gog and Magog and Babylon. That's what it is, right? So yeah, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? Because we need the mark of the beast to come, right? For them to implement that, right? Because so things are going to be happening internally in these nations, right? And globally, right? That's going to cause the need, or the necessity of bringing in this mark of the beast, and these people, for the majority, are going to be wanting to take it, right? Because of the situation at hand, because of the time of trouble that's coming. So if a nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, right, which is what's going on, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, right? So famines, they tend to be crippling. They cripple the people, man. It forces them to do things that they wouldn't normally do. When people's bellies is hungry and they're thirsty, they do things they wouldn't normally do. They're pressured, right? Food can be used as a tool for warfare, right? So, we experienced a little bit during the pandemic, where the food in the stores wasn't being replenished so often because of the logistic issues, right? So people were kind of being cut off from a certain supply of food that they're used to. People were going crazy, fucking, bulk buying tons of shit they didn't need and whatever, because they were scared or worried and didn't know how long it was going to last, right? Certain things didn't come back for a very long time. Some stuff probably not even back now, But yeah, things were harder to get. People was lining up outside the supermarkets and that for hours, trying to get in and get what they needed, right? And so it only takes a situation like that where, links is cut off and the food ain't coming in no more. Food can't come in no more. So famine is a real thing that can take place, and it can happen quickly. Just because the stores are full now, like again, it could be empty tomorrow. It wouldn't take much. Well, in a couple of days, it wouldn't take much, man. And then you're back to having empty stores again, panicking on what you're able to get. And the world is going to suffer that again on a larger scale. Famines, right? for long durations of time. And these people are going to be like I said, bugging out, panicking. And these governments are going to come in and offer you this MOTB. Right? Because like I said, there's a whole bunch of shit's going to be happening in that time. Time of trouble is not just going to be one thing. It's a whole bunch of things happening simultaneously, man. That's really just fucking up everything. Right? And people are going to be confused. People are going to be scared. People ain't going to know what to do. You know, how they're going to get through it. They're going to have no clue, man. And so they're going to be relying on the government to sort shit out for them. And then, like I said, the government's going to give them supposed salvation in the form of the MOTB. An answer, a solution, right? From a problem that they created, you know? So all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right? It's going to be a bad time. After you take the MOTB, man, you're going to go through bad times more. Like, you know, more bad times. You know, you're going to get sores and boils and all kinds of cancers in your body from taking that mark. Before your destruction, man, people are going to be suffering, man. You know? Is Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth before the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. All right, this period that we're going to go into, this time of trouble, is going to be the worst that's ever been witnessed on the planet. Right, it's going to be happening globally. Right? This is going to be unprecedented, man. And you people are really not going to know how to deal with it. You know? And so you ain't going to have no choice but to put your trust and faith in your so-called leaders. But, you know, they're going to let you down. Just like they always do. You know? This is and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Right, the only people that are going to get through it are the Lord's elect, because the Lord is going to protect them. Right, the elect are going to rely on Yahweh Shem Yahshai, who's bringing these calamities upon the earth. Right, he's the same one that can protect you from them too. Right, but everybody else, man, they're going to be subject to it. You know, so everyone that shall be found written in the book, the Lord's elect. It's Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7 says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Right? Jacob, our people are going to go through hard times, man. Crazy ass times. Right? But like I mentioned, it's not going to be just them. It's going to be the whole world. But the Lord has got specific judgments, let's say, for his own people, man, because they're his people. Right? And they're behaving wickedly. You know? So the last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it, right? Because he elected of the tribe of Israel, or Jacob. You know? Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16 says, for there shall be... let's jump up. Who is them to jump up, right? Verse 14 says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right, so like I said, there's going to be civil unrest. You know, all the shit that's going on. Okay, the scarcity of food and water and certain goods. It's going to cause issues, man. You know, this issue with the immigrations and all that kind of stuff, man. These people are going to be fighting one another, man. You know, class and race wars and all kinds of shit going on. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their action shall stand in their power. Right? It's going to become a very unruly place, man. People are going to be very aggressive. Right? People are not going to be listening to the authorities. Okay? People act like it's bad now, and you know, to some extent, you know, there's certain people you don't want to come across, but it's going to be like that for everybody you come across, pretty much. You know, you ain't gonna know what they're on, man, because everybody could potentially be there and slit your throat and take your shit, ransack your house, right? Because it's desperate times, you know. These certain neighbors and that you thought were cool, they're gonna be very different in that time, man. You know, you ain't gonna really be able to trust them. So your guard is gonna have to be constantly up. You know. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? It's gonna be a very terrifying time for the people on the earth. You know, uncertainty, death, always around you. Right? So people are gonna be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Okay, that famine, right? And for great tribulation. Right? Great tribulation is coming upon the earth. Okay, the world is descending into chaos, man. Right? This is from Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right? So like I said, total chaos, man. Total anarchy, breakdown of quote unquote civilization, man. It's going to become real unruly out here, man. Very violent, very dark, very bloody. And like I said, this world is not, especially here in the West, right? They're not used to things like this, man. Some other countries you could say like they kind of live like that now in a way, but it's going to be amplified, man. It's going to be increased. But the West, they don't understand that. They're not really lived, especially this generation, never lived through nothing like that. But this whole world is going to descend in the same way. Everything's going to fall apart. Okay, everything's going to get very, very lawless, man. Right, so trouble is brewing. All these issues that this world is dealing with right now is going to grow and amplify to completely breaks down society, man. So like I said, we look forward to all of this, man, because that just means that's all part of the science, right? That's how we know we're getting closer. We know the return of the Lord is soon here. So we like the idea, we like what we see, But some people can't even see it. They don't even understand. Like, tomorrow could be a very different day. I'm not saying it's gonna happen tomorrow, but it's soon in the time to come, things are not gonna be like this now. Where people are in the comfort of their own home, and in their regular routines and that kind of stuff. That's all gonna disappear. But I'm gonna end it there. Lord, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. So till next time, I say shalom.